Hello, world! You are listening to The Passion Show with Wizard on CFRU 93.3 FM. It's a do-it-together radio show all about passions and the people who have them. My name is Wizard.
My name is KEARNEY.
KEARNEY. Yeah. Welcome to the show.
It's exciting to be here.
I'm excited to have you here.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, who are you? What do you do?
A bunch, and not too specifically, like, I don't do anything.
You don't do anything?
Important, but
well, that's not true.
Well,
everyone does something important.
I mean, I'm around.
You certainly are. You certainly are. Although when I suppose let's tell the dear listeners at home just how we know each other. Yeah. How do you know me?
Well, it was a rainy. Was it?
I don't think it was rainy.
It was not rainy. It wasn't. No.
I think it was a sunny September.
It was a sunny September day. 3 years ago.
3 years ago. 2021. At
the start of the Herons program at the Guelph Outdoor School.
And it's amazing that you say that, because there has been an episode that the listeners at home may have heard where I interview all the current Herons.
Yeah.
And you are a past Heron.
I am a past Heron.
Many of those Herons even remember you, fondly even.
Most of them should, yeah.
Because you're sort of an iconic Heron.
I am, yeah.
To me, anyway.
Yeah, I was there most of the time. I like to think I was.
You came around quite
iconic.
A lot.
Mm-hmm. And even before that, I was doing skunks for years.
So you're like a real to the bones GOS person.
Yeah.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And you really enjoyed that experience, eh?
Oh, a ton. It was that's at the end of pretty much every week. I went to outdoor school for years.
That's amazing.
I started when I think I was 12.
Yeah, so you would have gone for like 5 years or something like that.
Yeah.
So I think you were like 16 or even 17 by the end of going to Herons.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you now?
18.
18. Oh, man. That is wild.
It is.
Time flies when you're having fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
You are the second youngest, I guess not including the Herons episode, guest on The Passion Show.
Mm-hmm.
I had a 10-year-old on here once, which that's a great episode. Everyone should check that one out.
I'll have to listen to it.
A1. He's brilliant. He's a great kid.
Mm-hmm.
But less about him, more about you. You're the main star today.
Yeah.
Everyone is asking me a question. I hear them all. They're in their cars listening to The Passion Show. They're banging the dashboard. They're saying, Wizard, ask him. Ask him what he's passionate about. That's why we tune into your show.
Mm-hmm.
So, KEARNEY, what are you passionate about?
I'm passionate about a lot. Mostly about like artistic stuff. Music is a huge thing.
Okay.
Generally just creating things. I'm a big fan of.
So you're a music creator.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, everyone is a music creator in a sense, but you are specifically.
Yeah, I like to think so. I haven't, made any like big amazing projects or anything.
That's fine. Neither have I.
I plan on it. And
all right.
That's what's important.
What kind of music do you make?
Mostly like rock music. I've made a few like demos with my guitar. I kind of have a band going.
Oh yeah, tell me about it.
It's so I've had like this kind of band music thing kind of planned for years and years with one guy specifically, my bassist, my friend Jaden. We've known each other forever, and like I want to say 5 years ago, we started talking about. Let's start a band. You know how to play bass. I know how to play guitar.
Yeah, that's how all of the best bands in the world get started.
Yeah. And then eventually we had a few practices. We had, a few people come and go. Some people wanted to like learn the instruments. Others didn't.
Classic.
Recently we tried to start going again. Wasn't too successful, but it's still something we're in the process of doing.
Well, everyone's always just in the process of things,
Yeah.
Even projects that seem like they're locked into their format are really just, if you look at them from the future, they're the precursor to something different. So it's a good place to be, to acknowledge that.
Yeah.
And so you're a music maker. You love music. You're passionate about it.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I think music's crazy,
So true.
It's the inspiration for so many people constantly. I mean, good luck finding somebody who doesn't listen to music.
Yeah, right. Well, shouts to my parents. No, they listen to music. They love music. They just don't listen to a lot of different music, but they love the music they love.
A lot of people are kind of stuck in their ways with music. But music can invoke so many feelings with so many different types of genres, and that's what's gotten me with music. Like I listen to just about everything, and I enjoy most of it.
I love that.
So I love music.
I love trying to go broad in the genre. I was talking to someone about this recently. I forget. I talk to a lot of people. I'm talking to a lot of people. We're both talking to a lot of people right now. You know, who knows how many?
There's a lot of people listening.
I'm not sure CFRU reports the numbers, and unfortunately, the dear listeners don't talk back.
Yeah.
But, you know, maybe one day we'll do a call-in show.
Yeah, we should have a call-in segment. That'd be cool.
That'd be amazing. But what was I saying? I talked to people. I was talking to someone about, yes, that's right, listening to a lot of different music. I love it. I think I am fascinated by people who are totally just all about, like, very specific, like, one genre, like jazz people, you know?
Yeah.
Or people who, like metal people. I've had two people like that on this show. Brandon McIntosh, my dear friend, is like he listens to a lot of different music, but he's very focused on rock and metal. And Chicho Spaniolo of Shebad fame. Yeah. He is like so specific in what he listens to. He listens to three things. I hope he's listening to this because he'd be yelling right now. He says, I listen to more than just that. And he's right, he does. But he's very specifically into R&B, and jazz, and also 90s electronic music. And I just love that. I think it's cool that there are people out there who specify. But I go broad, and it sounds like you do too.
I do. Yeah, absolutely. I've listened to a bunch. It's great. I think being able to hear, like, especially like different cultures, styles of music is sick. Like Russian music is insane.
Whoa, tell me about Russian music.
Oh, dude, there's a bunch of good bands, especially like something I did a project on in school once was like punk music in Russia during like when the Iron Curtain was up.
Okay, this intrigues me. I'm intrigued.
Yeah. It's cool. It's really cool. I'm not an expert on it by any means, but it's really cool to see. Like I follow an account on Instagram that posts pictures from like Soviet like punk shows. It's sick. But their style of music was punk music, but it was still like so unique compared to like what we had over here at the same time. They incorporated a lot of like new wave stuff, a lot of like just the same vibes that like electronic Eastern European music had. And they used to print vinyl on X-ray sheets. So
I've heard about this.
Yeah, they so it was hard to get proper vinyl in the Soviet Union, especially when what you were making wasn't state allowed.
Yeah, you're making, not only are you making music that is rebellious against a pretty controlling state, but also you're struggling to even get your hands on wax.
Yeah. And
so they print on X-ray sheets.
Yeah. And there's so many cool pictures of just like somebody's chest or somebody's broken arm, and you have like a whole vinyl printed out onto it.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it's great. I think the best kind of like punk stories are from when they're being rebellious.
When they're under oppression. Yeah. And punking out against that. I love punk music. I have some.
It's great.
Yeah, I think I would, if I were to start a band, it would probably be a punk band.
Oh yeah.
So.
It's pretty easy music.
Stay
to
tuned,
make too,
listeners. Yeah, exactly.
Just scream into a microphone.
Just scream into a microphone. It's that easy. Yeah, it turns out it's that simple. I think there's probably a little more complexity than that. We're being a little sarcastic right now, dear listeners.
Well, it comes out of it's endearment that I say these things about.
Exactly. We poke fun because we love. But it's true. Like, that is one of those genres where the sort of visceral emotionality of it is the key.
Yeah.
And you can just be raw and unpolished. And I love that. That appeals to me. I think I model my own radio show after that. Sort of a punk show. I don't listen to the rules. I don't play by the rules on the Passion Show.
Yeah. Getting booted off the air half the time.
Yeah, right. Most of the shows I send them in. You know, this is episode 11, but this is actually the 30th show I've recorded. Yeah. Most of them I send in, and the people at CFRU, they say, "You think we're gonna air this?"
Yeah, the listeners don't know, but there is a government censor in the other room.
They say, "Wizard, this doesn't belong on the radio," and I say, "Oh." I say, "Oh, so be it. Into the garbage it goes." No. I'm just being silly. I love the people at CFRU. They're the best people in the world.
Yeah.
I send them the episodes. They say, "Wizard, you think this belongs on the radio? You're so right. Friday at 9 p.m. post haste, buddy." And I say, "Oh, thank you, my dear friends." But it's still there's some punk attitude. You know, I always say it's a do it together show.
Yeah.
Because it's like DIY, but with the community.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like music.
Yeah.
You like making music with people.
Mm-hmm. And it's something that punk music and just music in general is great at, is bringing people together. I mean, the amount of local bands that you can think of. There's so many shows happening all the time throughout Guelph, Kitchener, Cambridge. There's, I don't know if you have ever been to one of their shows, but there's No Funeral Records in Kitchener and kind of Cambridge.
No, I'm not sure. What kind of bands are they?
They're very much punk music. They do some other stuff. They'll have some rappers. They have a noise show, I think, happening right now.
Sweet. I love it.
Crazy.
Friday night.
Who else is putting on a noise show? And I think it's going on in Kitchener.
That's great.
But there's so many local bands, and there's so many connections to these local bands that I know of. I mean, music's just, it's good for bringing people together and connecting people.
Do you have any stories about these? Tell me about some of these connections.
There's a few. I think. Well, one of them is Shebad.
Yeah,
That's
okay, we can talk about Shebad.
It's kind of cheating.
Shebad is the real glue that holds the passion show together.
There's been two members.
They come up
Shebad.
in half of the shows, man. But talk about Shebad. We love Shebad.
Just because I can't think of any other stories at the moment.
Fair.
I wasn't listening to Shebad for a while because I didn't know about them. But just recently I saw, Black Walnut was on some YouTuber's video. Pretty big one. Just on
Fantano.
Yes, it was on Fantano of a weekly track roundup. Yeah. And I was like, that sounds familiar. And I've seen them on Instagram. I think I saw you followed them and a bunch of other people from Guelph followed them. Yeah. I was like, oh, that's sick. So I gave them a listen. I was like, are these the people who recorded that music video at the outdoor school that one day?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You were, KEARNEY used to be in, we talked about this, I think, was in my program on the Saturdays.
Yeah.
And a local band, Shebad, who we're talking about, if you listener at home haven't heard, at shebad.music on Instagram, the best band in Guelph there are lots of great bands in Guelph, but they're the band that I'm the best friends with, that's for sure. They recorded a music video years ago at outdoor school for their song Cumulo, and KEARNEY was there.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's crazy.
So that's the connection you made in your head. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. It was cool to see. It's really cool to see. And they're doing well right now.
They're doing very well.
It's good to see. Yeah. It's the best thing when you see people just doing well.
Yeah, right.
Especially with music. Because you can go far doing it.
It's cool. I like the idea of a Guelph band getting on the map. Yeah. It makes me happy and proud. And so you didn't even know about my connection with them when you saw that, eh?
No, I didn't.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's hilarious because that day when they were making that music video, I was making their website then.
Yeah.
I only moved to Guelph because of my friendship with them.
That's sick. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Mark, he was on the pilot of this show, the bassist. Okay. Him and I worked at Camp Celtic together.
Oh, yeah.
And he had shown me some demos, and I was excited about his project, Shebad. And he had a room in his basement. And I was like, all right. I'm going to move into your basement with no prospects.
Yeah.
And I'm going to quit my job just so I can be in Guelph near this music art project. And then I got the job at outdoor school as a secondary effect. And now here we are, still part of the art, still at the outdoor school, now with a radio show, living my best life.
Come a long way.
Come a long way, exactly. We've all come such a long way. Yeah. You've come a long way.
Yeah. I was thinking about that. I mean, when I started even the outdoor school, I was 12, but even then, like, I wasn't sitting near the fire circles that we had. I was sitting on the outside. I was too nervous to say hi to anybody. And now, you know, it's come.
Well, now you're on the radio.
Yeah, I'm on the radio.
This is a big step.
Yeah.
It's funny, like, even the Kearney I remember from that first few months of Herons. Like, I wouldn't have pegged you as someone who would reach out to me and say, your show looks great. Let me be on your show.
Yeah.
But you are that person. That's like a beautiful, man. Does that ever warm my heart?
Yeah.
Think you for reaching out.
Yeah.
If any of the listeners at home ever have been inspired by this show or interested in the show, or even just think, it'd be fun to be on the radio, just see how it goes. Reach out.
Yeah.
Wizard.collective on Instagram.
Yeah.
Or you can go to my website. You know, this is the first, I don't think I've ever plugged my socials on this show.
No.
Which is kind of funny. It's probably something I should do. But go to brendanrogers.online/passion show, dear listeners, and get all the information. Hear all previous shows.
Yeah.
You know, smack that follow button on your favorite podcast platform. We are on all of them. Every last one.
Yeah.
You smash that follow button. You know, fist through the screen that follow or subscribe or whatever button.
Yeah.
Hear every episode. Hear them in advance. Or no. What's better? What's better is listening on the radio, because this isn't a podcast.
So,
This is a radio show.
It's a radio show.
It's a big difference.
Yeah.
To me, emotionally. I don't want to tell people I'm a podcaster.
Yeah, everybody has a podcast, but not everybody has a radio show. You know, that's
Bingo.
the important part.
Bingo. You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
And I am vain. I am concerned with being unique. You know, I'm happy to admit that I've overcome not wanting to admit my weaknesses, and I am indeed vain in that sense.
Yeah.
I wanted to not be one of the bazillion podcasters. I want to be one of the 1,000 community radio show hosts in this country. So here we are. All right. What else are you passionate about? I want to hear you tell me. I have a prompt for you. You know, I want to hear you tell me something about something I don't know about.
Something you don't know
I'm
about.
feeling like I haven't learned anything today. I've actually, that is such a huge lie. I just sat in an amazing workshop with Jenny from CFRU, learning about interviewing. So I have learned something today. I've learned a lot today. But I've learned about things that I knew I wanted to learn about. Tell me about something that I don't know I want to know about. If that's possible. Feel free to think.
I can think on it.
This show, you know, we have space for silence. Just ponder that. What do you know that I don't know about? And I don't know about a lot of stuff. There's a whole universe of things that I don't know about.
Thinking hard.
You're thinking hard. I can see that. Just any random, you know, thing you watch YouTube videos about, you know, or that you read about.
I think I tried to talk to you about this at this was a long time ago.
This
You
is an
probably don't
exciting
remember it.
setup. This is a phenomenal setup. Tell me more.
At the outdoor school, bringing it up again, but it was the Barefoot Bandit. I don't know if I explained it too much. I don't know how much you know about it.
Okay.
There was, it's an old story from like 2004 or something.
Okay. Old, ancient, like the wind,
ancient,
2004.
Yeah, you know, 100 years ago. But it was, so there was this kid, and
I have the faintest memory of you talking about this. I love this. Tell me the story, please.
It's a cool story. So there was this kid, I can't remember his name for the life of me now.
The Barefoot Bandit.
Barefoot Bandit, we'll call him that. But he grew up a little rough, you know, like his parents weren't the best. His dad was in jail when he was younger. But eventually, he was taken from his home, I think because of his mother had an alcohol problem, something like that. Eventually, as he was taken away, he went to, I think, some boarding school for like troubled teens, but he broke out of it. And what he'd spend his time doing while not at that school was breaking into people's houses, like holiday homes, things like that. He'd just make himself at home. steal their food, steal their water, take hot showers, and nobody was there because it was holiday homes off some
Okay.
island off, I want to say East Coast, somewhere out northern East Coast, something like that.
Okay.
But he did that for a while. Eventually, people started to catch on to him. They knew that they were looking for him, and then he started to like order things from people's houses with their credit cards, and they'd see like weird like charges. It'd be like a flight manual, and then it'd be like just a bunch of random stuff like instruction kits on different planes, like
So
diagnostic kits.
He's
stuff like
narrowing
that.
in on planes.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
narrowing in on planes, and eventually he after spending a ton of time I guess just on the internet learning about planes, he decided to steal a plane. And he flew it far. I think he ended up in Oregon at some point after stealing a few planes.
Okay.
Probably.
So he started on the East Coast and he flew all the way to Oregon.
And
Excellent.
He stole like a few planes along the way. This all went on, and there was some close calls. Like he was called Barefoot Bandit because he of course ran around barefoot.
Awesome.
Like people would only know he was in some place because they saw muddy footprints running around and rummaging through their house or something like that.
What an image.
Yeah. And there would be times where like cops would see him as they're like kind of hunting him down. They'd see him on the side of the road and they'd stop to go get him, and he just disappeared into the brush, and they couldn't find him.
That's what we train kids to do at outdoor school.
Yeah, it reminds me so much of the
Minus
outdoor
the
school.
stealing. Minus
Yeah.
the stealing.
Yeah.
Wink.
Yeah.
No,
we
we
haven't
don't
stolen anything.
No,
Wink.
of course not.
Yeah. But this all went on until eventually he stole a plane and flew it to the Bahamas.
Okay.
I think he crashed it there. But as he got there, a bunch of people saw him because, of course, he came in on a plane at the Bahamas.
Yeah.
It's not too massive of a place. Word's going to spread fast.
You would see a plane crashing.
Yeah. And so they start chasing him, and he steals a boat. And then they catch him eventually. I think there's a standoff for a little bit.
Wow.
Yeah. And then they caught him. And he was in jail for a while. Not too long. But he was in jail.
How old was he?
Oh, he was young. Like, I'd say my age, maybe even younger when it all started.
So like teenage-ish, but not like a 19 teenage. We're talking like
16 years old, still pretty young. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Did they ever find out like why?
There's theories. I mean, he's still alive and around. So
Okay.
he talks about it sometimes. I think a lot of it was somewhat of like a trauma response in a way. That's kind of a theory. It's not confirmed. But what he'd do in these houses is he just lived like essentially a normal life when he broke into these
child's
houses.
life.
Yeah.
Making food and showering and hanging out.
That's what he didn't really have with his parents, as they weren't, the best parents.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I do have the most vague memory
Yeah.
of you telling me this story
Yeah.
years and years ago.
Sick.
Yes, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you're a good storyteller, eh?
Yeah. I wish I knew more about it. I could tell it a lot better, but
No, well, I was engaged.
Mhm.
You hit the important notes. Like I feel taken through.
yeah, you know the gist.
Exactly.
That's what's important.
We used to do a lot of stories in Herons, eh?
Ton. I remember the bathysphere.
Oh, bathysphere. Powerful story. Wonderful story.
Yeah, it's a really cool story.
Yeah, do you remember we're going to just be alluding
Yeah.
my poor listeners at home are going to be like, what are they talking
Look
about?
up all these keywords we're about to say. You'll find out some cool stuff.
The bathysphere is a story about I think the first man-made submarine to go like more than 100 meters underwater.
Yeah.
And it was just this like wild, like decades-long adventure of these two friends and one of their wives, I believe, like constantly nearly dying. And they are in like a orb that is only very slightly larger than both of their bodies. They're like crammed into this thing and it's hot.
Yeah.
And they're being lowered into the ocean. I wish I remember the details. I need to figure out where I learned about this, but it was called the bathysphere.
Yeah.
And maybe I need to bring in some story time to the
good.
Passion Show and like really research stories like I used to for you guys.
Yeah, you came prepared. I remember that.
I used to come very prepared. That is not a part of Herons anymore.
No?
Which is kind of too bad. Just because I ran out of good stories.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it's impossible to actually run out of good stories. It's just that I would tell you guys like real, like journalistic stories.
Yeah, there was something about cheese was colored different. What was it? Milk was colored different, wasn't?
Oh my gosh!
I barely remember it. It was something about something being colored different, but
margarine.
Yes, Big Milk didn't like it or something like that.
Yeah. Big Milk did not like margarine, so they forced him to color margarine gray.
Yeah.
Or no. Margarine was naturally gray, or no? I vaguely remember this, and we're going to be spreading a little bit of fake news on potentially globally accessible radio, which whoopsie. No, we have a no fake news policy on the Passion Show, so I might Google this, but I'm 90% sure that the story is that Napoleon Bonaparte. I love that we're just recapping all these old silly stories. It's fun. I'm passionate about. Are you passionate about this?
I love these stories.
Okay, perfect. Then it's justified. It's justified.
It's justified.
But Napoleon, back in the days of the Napoleonic Wars, his guys were out there and they needed some butter. Of course, like we all do. You need butter to make your bread taste good, to cook stuff up. Yeah. But the darn butter, it would go bad. They didn't have fridges. And so he was like, someone invent something, please. And he offered a bounty. And they invented margarine, which is like semi-hydrated trans fats from like oil or however that works. I don't know. I'm no scientist. Bring back Rachel. She probably knows how margarine works. And it worked great. It was pretty much the exact same margarine as we have today, but it was a nasty gray color, and so it did not catch on.
Yeah.
But then years later, in like the 1900s, so like centuries later, margarine comes back. Some scientists remember that margarine once existed, and they're like, that seems like a good idea. So they bring it back, but they now color it with they color it like butter. They put food dye in it. And then Big Milk is like, nah.
Yeah, they're stealing our.
Big Milk says, you're not doing this. We invested in all these butter machines. We have all these cows, which are kind of like organic butter machines. We've got all these guys, and we don't want you jacking our stees. So we're gonna lobby the government to make margarine illegal, and they succeeded. And in quite a few states for quite a long time, margarine was against the law.
Yeah.
But if it was allowed, then they had to like inject color into it, or it couldn't be like butter color. It couldn't be yellow.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty funny. The end.
Yeah.
All right, now your turn. You have to tell a story now.
Well, you mentioned Napoleon, and I was thinking about that. Do you know Terrar, the guy who just kept eating?
This sounds amazing. Tell me about Terrar, the guy who just kept eating.
So I think it was during the Napoleonic era, during those wars. Okay. Might have been before. It could have well been before. But there's this guy in the French countryside who could just eat and eat and eat and eat, to the point where he was like eating multiple people's meals a day.
Okay.
There was a bunch done to him. Eventually, he was recruited by, I think, the French army. I think.
Okay.
Maybe it was some other army.
That would scan if he was French.
To be a spy, I think. They had him test him how well he could be a spy by swallowing a message.
He's okay.
So, he could get it later.
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that. Swallow the message for later retrieval.
Yeah. Eventually, I think he's captured by the opposing side because he's a guy who's, eating instead of being a good spy.
Yeah.
But
too busy munching. He's such a hungry boy.
I respect it. But I think he got captured eventually because of that.
Okay.
And then while there, I think... maybe he got released, or maybe it was by the people who captured him. He was in a military hospital at one point.
Okay. And
all the doctors are freaked out because this guy can keep eating and never stop, essentially. So they fed him a ton. Eventually, to the point where I think he ate a cat.
Oh, no.
They think he ate a baby from a maternity ward.
What?
Yeah.
Well, so this man's like evil.
I think so.
This is a demanded evil.
He's got to be possessed or something.
Okay.
But he eats and eats and eats. They make him eat like stuff that's not food, and he's relatively fine.
He's eating like airplane parts.
Yeah.
He's eating dirt.
Yep.
Love it.
And I think eventually, can't remember exactly. I think he dies because he ate something bad, and it probably gave him internal bleeding pretty bad.
Yeah, that'll happen.
That's all I really remember. But it's a cool story about a guy who ate.
The man who can't stop eating.
Yeah.
That's a great story.
You ever see that movie? It's not connected at all, but Bread Boy, I think it was called.
No, I've never seen the movie Bread Boy. What's that about?
He makes bread. He has a superpower where he shoots bread out of his hands.
Bread Boy makes bread. That only makes sense.
It's a very much like a 2008 kind of movie, but it's a good
2008. Oh, take me back.
Yeah.
Then that is like that is a classic 2008.
Yeah, it was around the time where you had like Sky High, I think.
Oh, Sky High.
It's like those old like kind of superhero.
Yeah, that's a Disney movie.
Yeah.
Where it's a high school with superheroes.
Yeah.
And it was just right around the same time as Iron Man. So it was before superhero movies got like truly insanely popular. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sky High. That was a good one. I had that one on DVD when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. I really liked that movie.
Sky High was good.
I haven't seen it in 15 years.
Yeah.
But I remember it being good. Who knows if it holds up? Frankly, who cares?
Yeah.
But banger. Bread Boy shoots bread out of his hands.
Yeah.
You're a really good storyteller.
Thanks. I
am so happy to know that because, the listeners at home probably hear our like easy rapport, our like relaxed tone of voice, and they're thinking, Kearney and Wizard must chill constantly. These boys must vibe together. Mm-hmm. But can I tell you guys something?
Tell them.
Okay. I haven't talked to Kearney really, especially not face to face, in like years.
Yeah, it's been way too long.
We've had, now and then internet interactions. Mm-hmm. And I think I've like bumped into you. But we haven't like sat down and talked since you've been in Herons, which was years ago.
Yeah, it was a while.
And so I'm so happy to not only that it's like, oh, nice, I can still have an easy, good conversation with this guy, but also to discover that you're sort of like such a storyteller. Mm-hmm. And especially because I'm a storyteller. Yeah. And, I'm a little, like we've already discussed on this show, to tie it back into my vanity. Which, I'm always sort of trying to keep in balance. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say a little bit of my vanity is saying, hey, Wizard, do you have something to do with that? Did you influence this human being?
Probably.
Maybe. Yeah. Who knows? He was 13 when he was in the, maybe a little bit. I'm not going to take full credit. However.
Well, outdoor school definitely had a big impact on that, I think. It was like not only you who made a big emphasis on like storytelling.
Not there like was this.
Not in the same way as you.
Because the skunks, like you were in there, and who are your skunks instructors?
There was a bunch. They changed it, I know.
There are some great storytellers.
Maddie
in the skunks,
was one of them.
Maddie Carreri.
Yeah, she was great.
Wonderful human being.
Yeah. But there were so many other people. Chris was there for a while. He eventually stopped.
It's true. Just like I will eventually stop, and everyone will eventually stop in the fullness of time.
Yeah.
And
it's inescapable,
truly. But yeah, like so many storytellers at GOS.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what his name was who told me, you definitely know him because you've worked there forever, but...
Oh, I appreciate that you say that.
I'm trying to remember. It's not Byron.
Not Byron.
Definitely not Byron.
Byron.
I know who Byron is.
Okay. Excellent. We love Byron. We know who he is.
Also, shout out to Byron.
Shout out to fellow CFRU head.
Yeah. But one of the instructors told me that one of the jobs of like men back in the day, I guess, not to make it a gender thing, but would, as you went out and you did your thing, be hunting, taking care of whatever, you should come back with a story, just come back to your village or your family or your clan with a story.
So we're talking like back in the day.
Yeah, long ago.
All right.
And he was saying just, one of the main things I think that's good to kind of focus on is to, be able to tell a story about like your day or some cool things that happened, something like that. And I think that resonated a lot with me because I was like, oh, that's sick.
Oh yeah, that resonates with me too. I love that.
I think storytelling is also what ties into music, into creating all these things that I'm passionate about.
The context maker.
Yeah.
And it does. It's funny that like that very well. I do think like if you are back in the day, if you are a man who's going out to do a thing like hunt or whatever, it's value to bring back a story.
Yeah.
And I also think that it's anyone who does anything that is valuable and interesting and good should tell that story, be it men or women or whoever is going on adventures. And that's such a big thing at outdoor school. It's something I love.
Yeah.
Is that at the end of the day, we ask everyone, what's your story of the day? Because a story takes, the untold reality and puts it into context and makes it, packages it up and makes real things into units of meaning that can be pressed through time. Because, if you don't, I like to think that, or I sometimes am reminded of the fact that if a day in my life happens and I never tell someone else about it, or I never write it down, then am I likely to remember that day in a year, in 3 years, or in 5 years? And if I don't remember it, if there's no story of that day, did it even happen?
Yeah.
And that's sort of a surreal thought, that whole days, whole weeks of your life can disappear because they were never, not even just documented, but not even told, not even spoken to yourself. So, yeah, that's that's a crazy thing.
I think storytelling is important, even to like oral, like history and culture. Like so many stories are just things that were told from one person to the other, to the other, to the other. I mean, it's crazy. Like even
we've had oral storytelling tradition way longer than we've had writing storytelling.
Yeah, that's how people told their mythology, their religion for so
Probably
long.
For the majority of human existence.
Yeah. It was you sat down at the campfire and you just went, guys, listen up. And then you got into cool stuff.
And I love that's especially true, or that's more true for music.
Yeah.
Something I think about all the time. Like, isn't it sort of unbelievable? It's almost spooky how new recorded music is. Like that we can think about music in the same way we think about writing, where humanity is used to writing at this point. It's been around for thousands of years. But are we really used to music being something you can just press play on and hear at any time? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. But I do think like music's so.
But it's beautiful that you can.
And it's integral to like humans. Like we all have, for better or worse, like a sense of rhythm. We all know music to a degree. Most people can sing. If
everyone can sing,
everybody can sing. Even if
you
it's
can make
bad
a noise,
or good.
you can sing.
Yeah.
And bad singing is the best singing.
Yeah.
On the Passion Show, we always say that bad art is good, which is to say that the more raw you are, and being far, the more raw you are, the better. And the further away you are from standard, from conventional goodness in art, the more me personally, I'm likely to take it seriously as a true expression of self, which is to me good. So bad stuff is actually good stuff. So everyone can sing. Everyone, even the worst singers, are the best singers.
Yeah.
Because it's all just about communicating raw. It's like punk music. A good punk singer doesn't have classic opera training. No, they're just yelping.
They're saying, what they're passionate about.
And just is a bad word for that. They're not just yelling. They are yelling. They are sounding how they sound. They are sounding rough.
Yeah.
There's nothing just, it's not just that. It is that. Man.
Yeah.
This has been I love this conversation.
Yeah. Sick.
Yeah. I feel like whenever I go on a tirade like that, I need to like lean back and reassess what's going on in the interview and where I am and who I'm talking to and just what's going on. I need to look over to the right and see. You see that empty chair there?
I see that empty chair.
Unfortunately, the dear listeners can't see it because this is an audio medium. But it's funny because that's where they're sitting.
Yeah.
I like to believe, and I should have told you this at the start of the show. Maybe this is kind of a new, Kearney's like looking over there with a side eye now. Like, are we being watched? Are we being listened to? Well, guess what, Kearney? The answer is yes.
Yeah.
We are being listened to, even though they're not listening to us right now because this isn't live.
They will be.
They can hear us, and I think they're sitting there.
Yeah.
That's what I like to believe because we shouldn't forget them. They're our friend. We were talking about this in this workshop today. I says to them, the audience, they're like a good friend of mine, even though I don't know them, even though I can't know them. Even they could just be any random stranger at 9:40 p.m. on a Friday in a month and a half from now. But I love to know that through time and physical space, there are people who are connected to you and me right now in their past.
Yeah.
And so why not put them there? Why not pretend they're sitting on that chair? What do you think about that?
I think that's a cool way to look at it.
Yeah.
Because, you put this up not just on the radio, but also like on your website, on all these other
on Spotify,
websites. Yeah.
Apple Podcasts, all your favorite podcast platforms.
Yes. It can be listened to for, the foreseeable future.
Yeah. Potentially for millennia. I want this to be available forever.
Yeah.
And so we are reaching out through time and through space to potentially everywhere on planet Earth, and potentially anyone at any time, starting from now, forever. Does that make you feel small?
A little,
That's fair. It makes me feel big.
Yeah.
It makes me feel huge.
Feel powerful.
It makes me feel connected. Like I'm part of the web.
Yeah.
Like the interweb. That's what they call it. Or a net. Yeah, net. But it's more like a web. And that's kind of a beautiful thing. It's like mycelium connecting, stretching through time and space.
Sick.
Yeah. All right. You know what I'm ready for?
What are you ready for?
I'm ready for another story.
Ooh.
Do you got any more stories in your trunk?
Not that are coming to mind.
Not that are coming to mind?
No.
All right, what do you want to talk about then? What else are you passionate about?
We can talk.
You can ask me what I'm passionate about.
Yeah, what are you passionate about, Wizard?
If I'm going to throw it back, and this show is always changing. The format of this show, constant evolution.
Yeah.
And originally, when I came up for the idea of the Passion Show, back in last spring is when I think it was come up with in like May, June 2024. The idea was that the first exact half of the show would be about the guest's passion. The second half of the show, I would ask the guest to interview me about my passion. And then I would have to come up with a different passion for every single show.
Yeah.
And the very first official episode of the show, the pilot episode with Chicho, doesn't have that. But the official first episode with Simon does have that. And so maybe we bring that back.
Sure.
If we've fully explored what you're passionate about.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Ask me what I'm passionate about.
What are you passionate about, Wizard?
I am passionate about clouds.
Yes.
Oh, Kearney likes clouds.
I love clouds.
That's good. We've sparked something here.
You said the right thing.
We've sparked something here.
What do you love about clouds?
I love that they're big.
Yeah.
They're huge. I like that they're fluffy. I like that they're beautiful. I think that clouds are one of the most accessible art forms on the planet. The sky is like a perfectly enormous canvas, like a movie screen, and everyone has access to it. One of the only things, if you can see, and not everyone does have access to seeing. And I hope that those of my listeners who cannot see find joy in other art forms, like maybe this radio show.
Yeah.
But the clouds, for those who can enjoy them, are always there, and they always are different. They're like a fingerprint in the sky. And I love that they're big, because just the scale
They're great.
of clouds, like the cumulonimbus clouds, when they're off in the distance, and some of those things, like the height of those is as high as the tallest mountains on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just around, and you can see them. And when they're on the horizon and you can't really see the bottom of them, they might as well be Mount Everest.
Yeah.
You know, if you just cross your eyes a little bit, then you can see like the vast scale. And especially, oh man, then they stretch all overhead. Mm-hmm. I feel like I could just stare forever, and they're unblemished.
Yeah.
They're divine and like golden, and I love when they're dark. And I love when they're bright, and I love when they take on different colors in the morning and in the evening. But yeah, I love clouds.
Clouds are great, especially like I always thought this, like I don't think people look up like enough.
No, I agree.
Like it's a problem, we're all looking down at our phones when you're not staring up at the big phone in the sky.
Staring up at the big phone in the sky.
Yeah.
The only text message I care about is the message from the clouds when they're telling me it's going to rain in 3 days because they're all stretched out. Yeah. Like that's I'm not sure if that's exactly true, but when I see those really stretchy linear clouds that are way up in the high atmosphere, that tells me that rain's a coming. Mm-hmm. There's a rain on its way.
And even somewhat recently, I was out in my backyard, just on the porch, and looking up at like how fast clouds can move.
I love it when clouds move.
And they're these big, massive things that are moving so insanely quick. It's
right?
Crazy.
And it's funny because even the fastest moving clouds, you can kind of picture they look like they're not moving that fast. Mm-hmm. Then you think like if they look like they're moving this fast from the ground, imagine how fast they are moving all the way up there. Those things are zipping. Mm-hmm. Like, man, clouds are so cool. And there's so much you can like know about the future from reading the clouds. Mm-hmm. There's so many different kinds of clouds. And, I just wish I could go up to the clouds and give them a hug.
Yeah.
Can I tell a little cloud story?
Go ahead.
Okay. I really love, I was talking about how the show is always evolving. Mm-hmm. And you've been such a phenomenal guest.
Thank you.
And I love that I feel comfortable now just taking this episode of the show in the direction of I am going to tell a story that I normally tell 5-year-olds at Guelph Outdoor School. Uh-huh. But it's about clouds, and it's kind of an adorable story.
Okay.
So, and it's going to require, this story actually does require audience participation. So you will take the role that I would normally give to random 5-year-olds.
All right.
So this story is about a little sheep named Sally the sheep. Uh-huh. Okay. Sally the sheep lives on a farm. You can probably now tell that this isn't like our other stories. This is a fiction story. This story is just pretend.
Okay, I thought it was real.
But we can pretend that it's real. I like to pretend that it's real. Sally the sheep lives on a farm. And this farm is in like a basin, like a huge earth basin.
Okay.
Surrounded by mountains. Beautiful field, farm, basin. Where if you look up, you can almost see all the mountains all around you, and they frame the clouds. Mm-hmm. Sally the sheep is always looking up. And the only time Sally the sheep isn't looking up is when she's drinking from the pond. Because, you need to look down to drink from the pond. But when she's drinking from the pond, she's looking down, and she sees her reflection in the pond. Mm-hmm. And she sees her big, fluffy self, because she's a sheep, and sheep got fluffy wool.
Yeah.
And in her reflection, when she's looking down, what is she surrounded by?
Clouds.
The clouds. So Sally gets it in her head at a very young age that she is a cloud. She thinks that she was born from the clouds, that she fell down, and she always experiences this yearning. She wants to join the clouds, but she's a sheep. And one day, when she's taken her, right in that morning, she goes out to drink her water from the pond, and she's looking down at her reflection. She sees the clouds are looking so glorious. It's those cumulus clouds, those really fluffy clouds that look like shapes. Mm-hmm. And she thinks she sees sheeps. She sees her own shape reflected in the clouds. And she's just so overwhelmed with emotion. She goes, bah, bah. And she says, I've had enough. I need to go up to the clouds now. Yeah. She sort of has a little sheep breakdown. Obviously, she wants to go up there so bad. She wants to get back to her family. Mm-hmm. And so she goes and finds and, looks around and finds the first animal that she sees. And now at this point, I'd say, all right, I need a volunteer. Who's going to be my volunteer?
Me.
Kearney, I pick you.
Yeah.
And so I'd say, Kearney, what barnyard animal do you think Sally the sheep runs into first?
Probably a chicken.
All right. So can you be the chicken and I'll be Sally the sheep?
You want me to make chicken noises?
I'm gonna talk to you and you're gonna
okay.
improvise as a chicken.
All right.
So Sally says, "Hey there, Bobby the chicken.
Hey there, Sally the sheep.
I need to get up to the clouds. How do I get up to the clouds?
Should grow a pair of wings."
Okay, grow a pair of wings. That's smart.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, Kearney.
You're welcome.
Sally the sheep spends the next 3 hours trying to grow a pair of wings. She sits down, she does transcendental meditation, and she just focuses so hard on her shoulders, and nothing happens.
Mm-hmm.
And Bobby the chicken's like, darn. Bobby the chicken really thought it would happen, and so did Sally, but she's like, It's okay. Now it's high noon. So Sally wanders off to the next barnyard animal. Who's the next barnyard animal?
Duck.
Duck?
Yeah.
What's the duck's name?
David the duck.
David the duck. She's, bah! Hey, David the duck.
Hi, Sally the sheep.
David the duck, I need to get up to the clouds so bad. I just need it. How? You can fly, right?
Yeah.
How can I get up there? How can I fly? Tell me what to do.
I don't think you can fly, Sally the sheep.
Oh, well, yeah, but the clouds are up there. If I just get up there, I won't need to fly. So how do I do it?
Build a big ladder.
Build a big ladder. You are such a genius. Duck. What's your name again?
David the duck.
David the duck. I'm sorry I forgot your name. I'm Sally the sheep. We live together on this farm. That's crazy me. Anyway.
That's kind of rude.
I'm going to build a ladder now, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
So Sally the sheep spends the next 3 hours meticulously using her hooves building a ladder, right?
Mm-hmm.
She shaves, she uses her knife to, shave these beautiful wooden pieces. She puts them all together. She's using her auger to make holes.
Yeah.
And, she's a really talented.
She's crafty.
Yeah, exactly. And she makes this glorious ladder that goes way high up, like I'm talking 30 feet, like a very tall ladder. And she leans it up against the barn, and all the barn animals hold it. And she climbs. And now imagine a sheep climbing a steep ladder, just tilted all the way back. Everyone probably has a different and yet hilarious image in their head right now if they're engaged with the story.
Yeah.
Sally the sheep climbs the ladder. She's all the way at the top. And she feels so close to the clouds, and she jumps out. Smash! Back down to the earth. No luck, Sally. Mm-hmm. She creates a huge crater. She climbs out. She's okay. Mm-hmm. And she's all the animals are kind of nervous to talk to her because she looks really sad. Mm-hmm. But then she says, bah, it's fine. I still have so much to say. It's late noon now. Mm-hmm. And so the next animal that she goes up to is
Larry the lizard.
Larry the lizard, the famous barnyard animal lizard. What kind of lizard? Who knows?
Yeah.
Hey, Larry the lizard, how's it going?
Hey, Sally the sheep. It's going good.
Okay. I'm running out of time in this day. How do I get to the clouds? You don't know?
I don't know. I'm a lizard.
No. How about maybe just something outrageous?
You gotta jump up there.
You just gotta jump? That's it?
Yeah, you
this whole time it's
really
been that
high.
simple?
You just gotta jump high.
My God, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah.
Sally spends the next 5 hours just jumping up and down. Mm-hmm. She spends some time building a trampoline. She gets the biggest elephant on the farm to double bounce her on a trampoline. And she goes so high. She goes 50 feet in the air.
Yeah.
Slam! Crashes back down to earth, creates an even bigger crater. Actually falls on the crater from before, makes it even huger. And this time, all the animals are gathered around. And Sally the sheep comes out, and she just says, I'm not going to the clouds. I'm going to bed. Good night. Thank you so much for helping me, barnyard animals. She goes off, and even though the sun is still just barely down, there's still nighttime. There's still dinner. She hasn't even eaten yet. Mm-hmm. She wanders off into the barn. At the back of the barn, all the animals watch on, and they don't know what to say. because they all feel happy with where they are. They don't know what it's like to feel like they were born the wrong thing, like Sally the sheep seems to. And so, oops, we'll edit that out.
Yeah.
They don't. The barnyard animals, they don't understand. They can't exactly sympathize.
Yeah.
With Sally the sheep here, because they don't know what it's like to feel like they're born the wrong thing. The horse likes being a horse. The lizard likes being a lizard. The elephant likes being an elephant. They don't know what it's like to be born a sheep, but to just know that you're meant to be with the clouds.
Yeah.
And so they had put together a plan. The next morning, Sally the sheep wakes up, and there's no one in the barn. So she goes outside. She opens the door, and guess what she sees?
What does she see?
She sees nothing, because the whole basin has been coated in a thick, thick mist.
Yeah.
The animals have called down the fog. They've used their animal magic to invite the clouds down. So Sally can now be a cloud.
Yeah.
And all the animals spend the full day dancing around in the clouds. And this is the point in the story where I'd ask the kids to all dance. I'd be like, pretend you're in the clouds and dance. All the kids stand up and dance. It's very funny.
Yeah.
And the next day, Sally is nowhere to be seen.
Wow.
The end. What did you think of my story?
That was a pretty good story. I liked it. All right.
That was crazy. I never expected that I would tell a story like that on the Passion Show.
Yeah.
Maybe one day it'll happen again. Who knows?
Good.
I hope the listeners enjoyed that.
I think they will.
Yeah, that show is called The Sheep Cloud Story. I never gave it a name. It's called Sally the Sheep Enters the Cloud Force. We're basically at the end of the show now.
Yeah.
And it's time to end it, like all Passion shows end, with a little round of gratitude. So I am going to go first.
Sure.
That way you can go second, and you can close out this show.
Yeah.
And we have about a minute.
Okay.
So this will be quick. My name is Wizard. I am grateful for clouds and wind and music. I'm also grateful for radio. I'm grateful for volunteers of every kind. I'm grateful for children. I'm grateful for spirit. I'm grateful for my mommy and my daddy and my sister. And I'm grateful for you, dear listener, and you as well, real Kearney.
Thank you.
What are you grateful for?
My name is Kearney. I'm grateful for music, art, creativity. I think I'm grateful for the pattern recognition parts of our brains. I think those are pretty useful and great for art and music. I'm grateful for my mommy.
Nice. Shout outs.
Grateful for my cousins who drove me here.
Yeah, shout outs.
Shout out. Yeah, I think a very grateful person.
Amazing. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
This has been amazing.
Yeah.
And remember, only love will stop the killing.